Speaking of Mexico, you always said after the loss against Verdum that you're not coming back to Mexico and you're having a long camp, 8 weeks camp, 6 weeks camp in Mexico City. Is that possible for next year for Caín Velásquez to do a long camp in Mexico City if the UFC calls him?
If the UFC calls and they want to fight in Mexico, 100% we're doing 2-month camp. We're not going to do that. What we did, the 10-day deal that we did last time, that hurt us more than anything. We were better off just showing up the day of the fight than what we did, and I didn't know, so I made a big boo-boo. That was a big mistake that I made, and you know what, we won't ever do that again. Werdum got the best of us that night. They did their homework, they did it right, we're hopefully we'll get a rematch with Werdum soon. We're working on that, and then we'll see what happens with that, and then after that, hopefully, Caín will go fight for the title. So it's going to happen. Caín's going to get that title back, guaranteed. Going to get that title back. But first, we have to get Werdum first.
In regards to that rematch, Caín just said in an interview with Daniel in Fox, it was UFC Tonight, right? He said that do you guys have been told that Stipe is not fighting this year, or he doesn't want to fight this year? So how close is that rematch against Werdum? Some of outlets are saying it's already signed for 207 in the last days of December. Is that close, that rematch, or is something just in the works starting to think about it?
I think it's that close. I really think that I haven't been involved because Caín's managers, obviously, they do a great job and they're involved in it, but I think it's really close to happening. I think it will happen because I think that Werdum has no choice. But if he wants the next title shot, he's going to have to go through Caín. Either that, or Caín will just wait it out and get the title shot when Stipe is ready to go, next year. But I think that fight's going to happen. I really do. I don't see Werdum backing out from anybody. I think Werdum is down to fight Caín again, anytime, anywhere. So I think that fight's going to happen, and I'm looking forward to that fight. Because we'll see with the real Caín with the full tank versus what we got. I mean, unfortunately, it's like I feel like I'm crying sour grapes, but I'm just stating the fact. Anybody that knows Caín knows that wasn't Caín.
155 was there on the same date, New Year's Eve show in Las Vegas. So and he beat Junior Dos Santos in a really good fashion. So could that be like a day that Caín would like to go back there and say, going back to Las Vegas like he did in July, having that big show in the New Year's Eve? That could be perfect for Caín, right?
Yeah, Caín loves Vegas because it's close. It's right then and there, and he's always had good fights in Vegas. He's done really well. So he's looking forward to Vegas. I know for a fact that Caín's attitude is if December doesn't happen, New Year's, then he'll just wait for the title. So we either get Werdum, they can make it work, or we don't. It doesn't make sense to fight anybody else. He's the number one challenger for that bout. After Werdum's fight with Brown, it wasn't so impressive. The fans want to see an impressive fight. Well, Werdum didn't impress. So, and how would he fight Miocic if all of a sudden Werdum Miocic too? It doesn't make sense. So Caín and Miocic makes sense, but if Werdum fights Caín, and the winner of that, then they can fight Miocic again. That makes sense. So we're in the driver's seat. Caín is in the driver's seat, I feel, and it's just a matter of Werdum taking the fight. And I feel 100% that Werdum's anxious to because once you wear that title, the baddest man on the planet, you don't want to let that title go. So everybody that's had that title, they're anxious to get it back. All the attention, all the glory, to be the baddest man on the planet, they all want that.
So if it's not Werdum on December, you can wait February, March. I don't know when would Stipe would be ready.
Whenever Stipe's ready to go, we'll do it. But if we don't get Werdum, we're not going anywhere. Caín talked to me personally on that, and he asked what I thought. I go, that's exactly the way I would do it. I go, I would not. Why fight anybody else? You don't need to. If we're told that's what we get, then that's what we want, And if we could fight somebody, the only person we want to fight is Fabricio. So it makes perfect sense. And on top of that, think about when you look at the appreciation, is like he's willing to fight the number 2 guy to get back at the title, that speaks volumes when you don't have to. He doesn't have to risk Fabricio, but Cain wants revenge. He wants to take that loss back. So it makes perfect sense. And for Fabricio, it makes perfect sense that he would want that fight because he has the confidence going on his side. I did it to him once, I'll do it to him again. You can't blame him for wanting that fight, but we'll see what happens. But I got a very good feeling that this fight's going to go down in December in Las Vegas.
So Cain, it doesn't matter if he's not the main event this time. Maybe they could get a belt for the main event because they're not fighting for a belt. But it's so personal that he would like to fight Werdum in December.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if he's the main event. It doesn't matter. He just wants, if he's going to fight anybody before the title, it's Fabricio. So it doesn't matter if he's the first fight out. He don't care. He wants to get that revenge back.